I'll call our meeting to order. This time is 6:01, Tuesday, June 24th. Sure. This time I'll entertain a pledge of allegiance. I guess, Mr. Jones, if you'll do it since you're on here. Stop gracing this few first. Yep. I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this point, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a motion to have a second? Second. All right. All in favor? Aye. All right. Motion is adopted. Yeah. And looking back on the minutes from the previous meeting, the Tuesday, May 27th, meeting at 6 p.m., I'll entertain motion to either revise or adopt. I'll make the motion to adopt.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. The minutes of the minutes from last meeting are approved. All right. Moving on to the new business. We have item 1, discuss the request by applicant Nathan Smith on behalf of HUTCH LLC, owner of approximately 1.23 acres, zone C2, general commercial, located at 229 Confederate Avenue, for a special use permit. Let's see, is anyone here on behalf of HUTCH LLC?
No, they're not.
Okay.
I'm representing them as well.
Okay. Well, if you're representing them this time, you can talk to us about the motion. It's not required, but feel free to just give us a little bit of background.
Sure. So,
Just state your name and address.
Oh, yes.
home address?
Sure.
Okay, so my name is Nathan Smith. Live at 106 Kimberly Road in Canton, Georgia. Just right there on the edge of Holly Springs. Part owner of Am Steel LLC. The other owner, Chris Glasser, is here with me. So what we're proposing is we have leased property on Confederate Ave. We're asking for a special use permit to do light steel fabrication and just kind of clarify what that means. So when you think of a commercial building with, steel columns, steel beams, etc., we don't melt down molten hot steel and pour them into molds for I-beams or anything like that. What we actually do is do the final assembly. So say, for instance, a column would be a big, long steel tube, a metal base plate that sits on the foundation with holes in it for the anchor bolts, and then, some metal connection tabs at the top for beams and bolt tubes. So what we would do is buy that tube, cut to length, buy that base plate, cut to size with the holes in it, and buy the connections with the holes in it, and then basically we lay out where on the column that would go, fit it up, weld it up, put it on a truck, send it to a job site. So it's really as simple as that. Jasper's a good place for us. One, it's not far from where we live. Two, it's extremely difficult to find a 5,000 to 10,000 square foot space that has, one, good access, two, the right power requirements, which is 3-phase power. And then additionally, there's a number of amenities in the area that work well with our business. For instance, the welding supply company, Home Depot, equipment rental, mechanics, both for auto repair and equipment. So a number of things that attract us to this area and this property. We've actually been looking for one like this since September of last year. That tells you how hard it is to find.
All right. Well, thank you for coming out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're looking to hire 2 to 4 people this year. With y'all's permission, we would probably hire 2 people in the next 30 to 45 days. So,
all right.
We're looking to get going.
All right. Good deal. Thank you.
Any questions for me?
What kind of welding is it? MIG, TIG?
MIG. Yep.
So you got oxyacetylene and the chemicals and everything, the gases that you use.
Yes.
Okay. storage are you going to have for those?
So we use, dividers for all of our tanks, and then they're strapped and secured. And then we run electric welders. So
Okay.
Where are you shipping out the product?
actually all over the country. So we've done projects in Atlanta. We've got one coming up in Evans, Georgia, which is right outside of Augusta. Raising Cane's in Columbus, another one in, I think it's coming. Yeah. So all over.
Plan? You. Good. No other questions? I'm all right. This time we'll hear what the knowledgeable people from the city will tell us about today. Thank you so much.
All right, so good evening, Commission. So our only item before you this evening is this request by Mr. Smith for Amsteel's proposed machine shop for property located at 229 Confederate Avenue. So as far as the site context goes, the subject property is located within the Mountain City Business Park, which is located just south and east of the Walmart. As I'm sure you're probably familiar, this area is improved with 30 plus of these sort of prefab 5,000 to 7,000 square foot metal buildings that accommodate an array of moderately intense commercial to sort of light industrial uses. And while this area does accommodate these more industrial type uses, it is zoned RC2 General Commercial District, which again does require a special use permit for a machine shop. And then the subject property is located on Confederate Avenue. This is a public road and the primary access road within the overall business park.
Have we issued any other permits on Confederate?
Yes. So back in September last, yes, they were just straight over to the west called Mountain City Drive. But yes, a cabinet company needed a special use permit for assembly of raw materials into a finished product. So that was one that was approved last September.
Right. Thanks.
So a bit of the site context from the ground. To the northwest and south, there are these other similar type industrial buildings accommodating manufacturing, auto repair, and warehousing uses. And then to the east, the property is undeveloped, but it has the same C2 zoning as the subject property and the other properties within the Mountain City Business Park. So this is a picture of the existing office and warehouse building on the subject property where Amsteel is planning to locate. The building is approximately 7,000 square feet in size, and it previously accommodated a manufacturing facility for Onyx, which manufactures building awnings. As Mr. Smith mentioned, Amsteel has been actively searching for a building like this for a while. It offers the appropriate size that they need, as well as the 3-phase power. In addition, it puts them in a location that's proximate to Home Depot, which I understand that they frequent, and the air gas company for the welding. And then, also the, just general access that we have in this area, as well as construction equipment rental services for coming to the erections out in the field. So they're requesting a special use permit to allow for the machine shop for light steel fabrication. And in the C2 district, this use requires a special use permit just because these types of uses can result in emission of noise, heat, glare, or smoke that could exceed ambient conditions in the area. This is more of a concern when these types of uses are close to more sensitive residential uses. But just given how insulated this property is from any residential zoning or use, staff does feel that this is an appropriate location for this type of use. I also want to reiterate that there are some other uses within this business park that are, similarly intense or frankly even more intense. This is with the auto repair and customization, the cabinet manufacturing, screen printing, just to kind of give you a better idea of the uses that are in this area. So when we evaluate a special use permit request, we look to our future development map within the comprehensive plan, which designates this property as part of the Jasper arterial commercial corridor. This corridor designation promotes the free and efficient flow of traffic and goods. And then given that this is a very limited traffic commercial use that's not open to the public, staff feels that this is consistent with the comprehensive plan. In addition, this use is going to have very minimal impacts on the city's water and sewer infrastructure because they essentially only need it for their employee break room and restroom facilities. So with that, staff is recommending approval of the request subject to conditions. The first condition just confirms that the special use is limited to the machine shop for the light steel fabrication. The second condition is that no painting or chemical treating can occur within this facility unless a paint booth is approved by the city. That is something that would be approved by our city fire marshal. The third condition is that storage shall be enclosed and screened for public view, which AMSTEL has indicated that they do intend to screen any storage, outdoor storage that they have by making the existing fence opaque. The fourth condition is that the employee parking area that sits in front of the building shall be striped with an accessible parking space provided. The fifth condition is that a business license is required, which AMSTEL has already applied for. The sixth condition is that signage must be approved and permitted by the city. And the seventh condition is just our standard acknowledgement of the ongoing temporary suspension related to the water and sewer. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
As part of the conditions talking about the no painting or no chemicals subject to fire marshal, is the current fire suppression system that is in there sufficient for the welding that they're going to be doing?
Yes, so they have communicated to the fire marshal that they will be doing the hot work or the welding in this building, and I believe that the fire marshal
Said no change should be specified.
No changes.
Yeah, inspected.
Inspected with welding in mind.
Yes, correct.
And usually the paint booth is required because of circulation, the ventilation. So yeah, that's the specific that he gets into with those.
Okay.
When you define what over 7 means,
So the city is currently in a temporary suspension on all new water and sewer connections. So your building is already served by city water and sewer, and you will have very limited use of water and sewer. It's just sort of a formality because we are in the temporary suspension. It could be construed that by approving zoning, we're approving, additional water use or more water use in the future, but you have no intention of saying that, and you're already served, so
Yeah.
it's just
Well, maybe more water.
thank you.
Sure.
We'll make sure you're not going to put up sufficient.
Yeah.
An ice-based manufacturer.
All right. But any other questions?
For the employee parking area that needs to be,
As
what we received said that parking on surfaces other than concrete or asphalt is prohibited. Does that mean that it needs to actually be paved?
So not for the, so the employee parking area, if you can see on the photo here where the city truck is, that's their actual employee area, and that is paved. The outdoor storage area is considered, because it's not paved, is considered a legal non-conforming site development feature. And so with this, we would not require them to pave it because they're not expanding it.
Okay, so they just need the striping.
They just need this truck
Upfront.
which is exactly.
Okay. And is the reason why it's not in there already because it predated any regulations of?
So the parking lot is striped because the stripes are pretty faded, and I do not believe that there's an accessible space out there. So we do expect, as part of our business license approval, and this is at our city code, that they do update their parking to be accessible. So they will be required to provide one accessible parking space, and then the rest of it is just sort of a refresh of the striping, so it's clear for the employees and the new users.
okay. I don't imagine you get lots of traffic coming in.
Yeah.
They're not open to the public, so this really will just be employees.
Gotcha.
I do have also another question. It's more housekeeping, just to make sure that everything's clear. The address that is stated on here is the 229 Confederate Avenue. I wanted to get a sense of the area. And when I Googled it, 229 comes up with the neighbor's address.
Yes, I don't know why that is, but our mailbox is 229. Yeah, we had the same trouble when we first went.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what their actual number is, but
And so-
229 is our mail.
And we confirmed the mailing address. We utilize the county assessor's map, and so that refers to this property as 229 Confederate Avenue. And that's what they would use for E911.
Or mailman.
Yeah.
I guess that's their problem.
They got it. They do it now. Look at that. Well, yeah. You got any questions, concerns? Anyone else from the general public, like have any questions, concerns, comments? Hearing that, I'm inclined to read the rezoning or special use permit. Especially given the previous special use permit that we approved and the nature of the work that goes on in that area.
I'll make a motion to agree. Okay.
I have a motion,
With the recommendations.
motion to approve with the recommendations 1 through 7 listed on the screen. Second, all in favor? Aye. All right. So we have voted to recommend to the city council to approve the special use permit. What we say doesn't really mean anything, but it will be carried on the city council, who will then vote us on to approve or not. I'm assuming that we've got some really smart people besides me on this committee, so I assume that they listen to us, but we don't have to. All right, thank y'all, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And best of luck with your relocation shop.
We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Y'all try to stay cool.
yeah, man. Motion to adjourn. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. You can. Yeah, adjourn at 6:17.